recently learned a strategy for shifting from conflict into productive conversation in relationships, and I thought it would be helpful to share. So, a lot of times when we are in relationships, we have these hopes, dreams, desires, and intentions for our relationships with other people, but they get a little off track somewhere, or the dynamic that's happening between us and the other individuals involved just stops being the way we intended it to be. And I found this training that I've been working my way through on narrative therapy with couples by Larry Zucker to be really helpful. And so I wanted to share something that I've learned in hopes that it is helpful with you. So here it is. So this is a strategy that we can do before we have a difficult conversation with someone that tends to fall into conflict. And I think for any of us who are in, it could be a friendship, right? It could be a relationship with a parent, could be a relationship with a partner or partners, right? We do tend to have like the same type of conflicts often, or it's like we know those button issues that tend to devolve into just unproductive outcomes where we're not really getting what we want. And neither is our partner or partners or our friends or family members. So this is a strategy that we kind of are taught to do in couples therapy or relationship therapy. So this is an exercise that I've been trying to think about in my own life as I navigate communication with others. And here we go. There are 4 questions. So usually the people involved will do this independently to kind of prepare through, or they'll do this with like a mental health professional. So the first question is, what do you hope to gain from this conversation? So what is the outcome that you're looking for? The second question is, what tendencies of yours might you have to restrain in the services of achieving that result? Now, when I think of tendencies here, I think about maybe a tendency to blurt out, a tendency to interrupt, a tendency to let a tone come through that puts the other person in a state of like defensiveness or wanting to turn away or shut down. So tendencies, what tendencies might we need to kind of hold back to help get the outcome we want from the conversation? The third question is, what abilities do you have that you might be able to reach for and apply that will help you achieve the outcome that you desire? So this, I think of, okay, so what are the abilities, the skills? These could be things like counting to 10. It could be active listening, right? Like really trying to listen, not thinking about convincing the other person of what we want, right? Not thinking about what we're going to say next, but just really trying to listen and understand this other person involved. It could be, another ability might be to just take some deep breaths, right? To help keep the energy level like a little lower, a little more manageable. It could be being able to reflect back what someone says, or to use I statements, because I statements can help people really hear what we need to say. So those are just some examples there. And then the last question is, how difficult is it for you to restrain those tendencies or urges, and for you to access those abilities, those skills, and apply them? And I really like that question because it makes us recognize, okay, like how can I approach this conversation in a way that is likely going to have a better outcome? And to really prepare ourselves to practice a different way of being in conversation with someone that we care about. So I hope that this was helpful for you. It's not meant to be therapeutic advice, but rather like educational in nature. And I will put the information about Larry Zucker's training in the notes to give credit where credit is due. This is my interpretation of it. And so, yeah, it has that limitation. This is how I've interpreted the material. And I hope it was beneficial. If so, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And feel free to let me know what you think. Thank you.